I should really clear my throat before the video starts. If I were intelligent, I would be doing that, but I'm apparently not. Anyway, so this is the start of Act 5, where I mentioned in the sort of previews section of the end of the last act that this is going to be a very different sort of approach to this. This is like a filler act, more or less, but it introduces what I thought was a really unique concept, where we mix, you know, I guess technically three characters we've known for a long time, and then two that are known, but not very well, and then 10 more that I've never even been seen in anything related to Hot Wheels. And I'll briefly explain. You might actually recognize 9, 10, and 11 there. Those are the names of Hot Wheels World Race drivers, with Kurt Wilde and Mark Wilde being the brothers of Slingshot and Golden Arrow, fittingly enough. So think of them as the spiritual That and 16 Angels. With Mark being Angels, by the way, not Kurt being That. Taro Katano drove Overboard 454. I would almost consider him the stereotypical. What? The spiritual successor to, well, race cam and car choice, but as far as, like, he's, like, also a bit like Silhouette. For in the rare occurrence that you may or may not watch Formula 1, Kimi Räikkönen and Sebastian Vettel are the Ferrari Formula 1 team drivers. Or at least they are at the time of recording this. I'm pretty sure Räikkönen is going to be retiring at the end of the season. Chloe Johnson, similarly to Madison, is a person that I know from real life. But she still lives where I do, and doesn't live some 100 miles away. Kevin Magnussen is driver for the Haas F1 team, and the only reason that's here is because that's a team that has Ferrari engines in their cars. Seth Rawls, unlike what you might originally have thought when you saw the name, is not a Stunt Truck Challenge joke. That's like Seth Rollins or something, I don't remember. But he and AJ Knickel, I forgot the K. Oh crap. There's a K there, it's Knickel, but that's whoops. I could fix that, but I also don't think it matters enough. Just be easier to say Nickel anyway. Or I could just say AJ, which would be easier still. Those two are moderators of an online racing league I, race in, obviously. And then Cameron Walker is like a good friend of mine that I also play with on PlayStation 4. And I've explained a bit of this plotline to him before, but not in detail. I told him about the plotline reading, but I don't think he's watched it. I don't think he's found the time. Now, the plan was that unless either you are keen on the idea of doing so, or not doing so for that matter, the initial plan was that we'd only put the camera on the ones that are actually from the series. So Alex, Danny, Vert, Madison, and myself. And probably not even Madison or myself too much. The main focus would be the human trio of Vert, Danny, and Alex. And I got this idea from a couple of things. The first being the idea at one point to have a Universe Zero episode or two or more go on to a different game, and it'd have to be a game where you can name, obviously, your character. It can't be something like Grand Theft Auto 5 or anything like that. You have to be able to name the character, and it has to have something to do with racing. And it has to be on the PS4, which doesn't leave too many choices, really. Yeah, the only real two choices I had were F1 2017, F1 2018, or Project Cars 2. The problem with F1 2017 and 18, though, their career modes involve I'm being messaged. Their career modes involve something of a, what's it called? Like a, progression system. English, I'm good at it. It's my first and only language, and that probably won't change. I know small amounts of Japanese, but that's about it. And when I say small amounts, I mean anything I've heard on the internet multiple times. And and like the focus is supposed to be on the idea of Alex, which would probably be the one I would have done there, in this environment of professional racing with, you know, real life names. So you would see Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen. And you'd see a much better variety of tracks as well, since in F1 2018 there are 21 courses. And they're all used during the season. And 21 different countries, might I add. Then, F1 or Project Cars 2, the idea there would have probably been more likely. Have him drive literally the same GT3 that they'll be driving here through the GT3 based career mode. Well, the part of it that is based on GT3. I think they use the real names there, but I'm not positive. Anyway, so with the 10-minute rant completed, it's actually been closer to 15. Let us begin. Alright, so I'm gonna... Yeah, Raceman is of course kind of here. Now he has this more advanced Ferrari machine that hopefully is a little quieter. We'll test the audio in a sec here. Let's look at the starting grid actually, because that's kind of important now. Oh hey, Bert starts in second, and Alex down in P11, Danny in P6. I'm right next to him. P6 just means like 6th place, by the way. It's just my briefer terminology that motorsports fans tend to use a little more. I'll be working on, like, if I remember right, I'm using the PS4's editing software to edit these videos now, so I'll just edit out the loading screens, but this actually means recording 3 separate videos. That's a little quieter. Let's watch Danny start the race here. It seems odd that Ferrari was impressed by Danny's skill set. I can definitely see Alex and Verd, but I don't really know... Oh, where are you going? Believe that's Madison there, too, that just kind of went into the grass, so... Danny gets overtaken by Kurt Weil. Let's check on Alex. He's already passed Cameron Walker. I think he'll try and use their full names to be professional, or just the last name for that matter. make it sound professional like I'm an actual commentator, but at the same time, do I really care that much? Because the answer is likely no. Oh, Vert is leading. I thought about adding qualifying in too, but then realized that this act would take forever. And I decided to not do that. Back at Alex here. Thing is, there isn't going to be as much passing as there's been in recent acts because they're all in the same car. And the reason the white car of AJ is the only one here that has a number or like a different design on it. Like everything else here is, I want to say something based around Ferrari's spec series. That are just like kind of bone stock liveries, not much detail put into them. Addison passed the other person I know from real life. That's kind of ironic. Maybe don't mow the lawn this time. He's getting no closer, but the idea of that car being AJ's is because he won the championship in my league, and he allegedly won the championship in this one as well. Alex making no additional progress on Raikkonen. Yeah, not gonna lie, it's looking possible that this might be, scrapped, and the reason for this, and yeah, I chosen I will be watching Madison myself, because we've seen them before. The reason why this could be scrapped, and you may never see any episodes after this, I know a canonical reason why this could be as well. Like, I want to do this because I want to have a reason why maybe one or two of these might come with us. Since the explanation as for why they even agreed to do this is because they figured maybe, like, they know they're here off their own volition, these other 10 drivers, or these other, like, you know, the other 10 drivers. Like, they weren't taken here. This was an organized thing before these guys even showed up. But they figured maybe if they can impress them with their skill, and maybe able to net a favor or two, in which they hope to have a couple help find the organizer. Being they're here, they have to have some skill. Technically, these three are actually beyond even this class. They're in F1, Formula 1, so, you know, that's how that goes. Bert and Magnussen are in a slightly different league here. Magnussen is just barely faster than Bert. It doesn't exactly help either. This track has never provided the most thrilling racing, and so that's why I'm giving it like a pilot episode. Is what this the fly is back. It's like it knew I was doing something remotely important, and it was like, I'm here to bug you literally and feast upon you while you're trying to do something that revolves around that does not necessarily involve eliminating me from existence. which nothing really has. I don't have any good fly eliminating objects in my vicinity with which to eliminate him. I have no fly swatter, no magazine or anything. I have a bunch of video game cases, like 40 of them. I'll just kill the guy. I'll just kill the guy. I'll just kill the fly with Thrillville. That'll be fine, right? No. That's not gonna work. You need to move. It needs to move faster than that. Perhaps this wasn't the best track to make 8 laps either. I am receiving mail on a repetitive basis. It is irritating me. You know, for what he was doing before, Alex is not having the most fantastic success so far. Maybe he's just filling out the new car or something, but that's, I don't know how much of an excuse that is. Granted. Yeah, all the other, 3 of the other 4 had been in GT3 cars, so maybe it's slightly plausible that that's the reason. The only other one that wasn't was I was in that little open-wheeled car, but Bert had a Mercedes F1, or Mercedes GT3 car. Madison had a Nissan, not Mercedes. And Danny also had a Ferrari, which then leaves less to forgive, because they're basically the same car, and he still can't win. Ryan Storm, if they had gotten him, drove the same car, and in fact had Bert's livery. Yet they didn't decide to get him. They just got these 5. Maybe Ryan turned it down. It seems like he would do something like that. Maybe he has to set up the next truck challenge or something. So, if this does flop and we don't have any interesting races, this won't be technically Act 5. What this will be is a bonus episode. And we'll have an actual Act 5 with different cars. What I might do a class race system. What this will basically mean, we'll have, it's almost like the rookie, veteran, and elite class. This is an idea I literally just had off the top of my head. It's like, okay, how can we mix the previous 4 tiers? I think it wouldn't be all 4. It'd be 5 of each tier. So you'd have 5 cars that are associated with tier 1, 5 associated with tier 2, and 5 associated with tier 3. And then Raceman being a car from tier 4. Probably the LaFerrari that Alex won in. This does actually can help test you, because I am working on the editing system that I'm using, and this will have something of a, you know, certain things that make it more interesting. And I may have to ramp up the number of interesting things if this is really that boring. And it's like, I hope this idea does work to a degree, because I like this idea. You know, the cutaway drivers here, drivers are cut away from the normal group trying to find new drivers for the, you know, search party for the organizer. Plus, it just gives me an opportunity to mix around a bunch of different, like, personal groups. Like, we have my racing league, we have actual Formula 1, we have 2 drivers, now that I know from real life. And I may stick with keeping them with these names. Originally, the reason why I didn't want to was, like, you know, there's some wacko watching that might, you know, try and look up the name, but at the same time, these aren't exactly, like, impressive names. Paulson and Johnston are rather common, so I don't really know if I have too much to worry about that. And this guy has his own YouTube channel, as do these two. And this one runs a racing league that has a bunch of Instagram followers, and then everyone else is a real life person with either a fictional character or a real life person with a real personality. As is the case with the one following Vert down the straightaway here. He is a real person, a celebrity if you will, and therefore really can't shy away from a camera. What I might do too, I might put final lap music over these 3 races as well. And I may even like drown out my talking. Like I might just like not talk at all as well over the music parts. Though I wouldn't do it for here because I've already been talking. So that wouldn't really work. I don't have that kind of editing software on my hands. I just have, you know, default transitions and stuff. Well, regardless, it's been a success for our drivers as Vert wins his opening race. That'll leave a great impression. Just like real life, always screwing up things you could have done well in. Disappoint me, Vettel. So let's move along to what will hopefully be a little more interesting of a race. Unlikely. This track hasn't really been great for, you know, things either. I'm thinking maybe if the AI are slower, they might capitalize on each other's mistakes more if they have the aggression up. Otherwise, I'm actually making the race longer. And here we are at the Nürburgring circuit. Insert like 2007 F1 intro here. Madison starts first. Vert. Little change of role reversal there. Alex right in the middle. Danny is in 5th. Oh, and there's no other person we're following here. Well, there's me, who is 11th. That's not really ideal. Watch Alex off the line here. And Danny as well. Nope. I think that was AJ. They got very close to smacking into Danny there. Has Vert moved at all? There's no one else really had. Nope, he's actually gone further down. Madison, though, has retained the lead for the first set of corners and can maybe run with it. Alex bumped someone. I don't know. I would like to assume it was AJ. I don't really know. I can't really say that's helping your cause. AJ with that maneuver. Danny is also found down the grid. Maybe these were our drivers really the greatest, or are they just the greatest in Hot Wheels machines? Oh, right. No, we found one of the greatest anyway. That was an interesting attack. Move. If we can at least have one of us win each of the 3 races, I think we might be fine. Like, that is the one dynamic I did like and I think would probably work regardless. The dynamic of Like, how is our group doing? Us five, like, we're 1/5 of the field. How are we setting up in the points? Because, like, I know Kimmy started in 12th, and he's in last, so I was just wondering if something crazy happened. But no, he's still hanging out. Madison really had problems there. Sebastian finally, by starting up front, is finally able to attempt to win the race. Seth actually moved him around, and it's interesting to watch from Chloe's perspective now. Chloe goes for Seth, and I think gets that maneuver mostly done. Danny had a problem. No, Chloe doesn't finish the move, no. And then Madison also lost the lead to Vettel, and then lost second to Seth, and okay. No, our group is not doing all that well. Next, Alex, we're gonna need you to do Alex stuff. Show us why you won so many Storm Track Challenge contests. That's not how you did it. And then again, I suppose put Sebastian Vettel and Vulture and make him do a bunch of stunts and boost around corners at 190 miles an hour. He ain't gonna do much either. So maybe it all just evens out. Who knows? Let's move past someone. And Danny is right there with him too. Has Vert moved? Yes, he has gained 2 spots on Taro and Cameron. I'd rather you didn't pass me, but I suppose I'd rather one of us be up there than neither. So, I mean, if you think you can, go on ahead. There's no way you make this work, Alex. I mean, there is a way, I just like... Oh. I just got oofed by the leaderboards there. Alright, Alex. Okay, well, I guess he's finally found his footing in this new car. Because Chloe is not technically one of us. She knows 2 of us, but isn't part of the Hot Wheels group. Yeah, we do know her. Maybe that's not so impressive if you get around her, but I guess someone's gotta do it. And then you can go after AJ, Seth, and probably not, but maybe Vettel. I guess he wants to prove everyone wrong after Vallelonga and prove that he actually is fast. Alex is threatening Madison now. Danny also cleared Chloe. She might have had a problem now. How is Vert doing? Cameron passed him, but might take it back here. And I believe he does. Now we're gonna inconvenience each other up these corners. This isn't exactly a place you normally go too wide in. Though he made it look professional enough. Fly away on my finger. Well, Alex, make a move here. Fly. I just tried to like grab it. Like what? Why did I think that would work? I'm not positive, but I think Sebastian Vettel might win the race. Alex, try as we did on Chloe, but with not the same degree of success. I will not get wrecked by the leaderboard again. Danny is now trying to move on Alex. Okay, I mean, I guess you want to make it look like you are aggressive. Which I think we all know that, but I don't think Ferrari knows that, or anyone else driving here knows that. That wasn't part of our agreeing. So I guess maybe there is a purpose for moves like those. Okay, Alex. Oh my god. Just sneak through the trap doorway, don't you? Vert is now in 11th. Vert is no longer in 11th. And he's stuck behind Kurt and Cameron. Like I said before, Valonga, I liked this idea because it kind of allowed me to incorporate many different references. Some real life, some not so much. Just other different canons and jokes and make it all seem like they know what they're doing, and most of them would know what they're doing if you gave them a race car. If not all of them, really, minus, well, myself, Madison, and Chloe. Seth and AJ know what to do if you give them a normal car, but they don't race in real life. They're just in online racing leagues. Alex is immediately up to these two. Alex is now a part of my racing league, I guess. Is this how that works? Danny is also trying to get around Madison. Apparently, she just didn't have anything. Yeah, that lap time isn't good. Alex, try here. He will try nothing. Then he will also try nothing. You guys are boring. You can't get positions this way. Vert is still behind Cameron. Come on, you just won the last race. You mean tell me now you suddenly just can't? I need to really keep my eye on Alex here. Danny, I think, is actually being halted by Madison. Even though her fastest lap is like the slowest on the field, or at least in this half of the field. Chloe isn't any better either. And I suppose that's not, no. Under this series circumstances, it's like surprising because this isn't how it's supposed to work, but at the same time, under normal circumstances, it is. Oh, so these two are racing. And I'm just kind of stuck behind Vert because you can't get around Cam. Which is like the name he usually goes by, not Cameron. This dude killed him out of that corner. I am, of course, privy to the idea that maybe Alex only got to them so quickly because they're fighting each other, and I think they're about to do the same up this hill here. Meanwhile, Vettel is literally an entire straightaway ahead of this group. So if he doesn't win, it'll be an astronomical choke. Danny is back and, you know, ready for round 2, as it were. Will we do anything, or will everyone just sit in place? Everyone will sit in place. Alright, real intensive. Also, I just passed Vert again. And as soon as Alex begins the final lap, I will unplug the mic and you will begin to hear music. Well, it seems Vert got denied by that massive train of opponents. Going from Chloe on down to, well, the back of the field, and I think Magnuson was a part of it as well and just passed her. So that was a 9-car train. And then literally the other 6 were basically on a different track. This is not what I wanted. Another thing too, I think if you save replays, you can actually, you can get to see the entire thing. I'm not positive, and I'm only going to do that on, if one of these events has something massive happen, like a crash. But I don't think that's going to happen necessarily. There's a tie for first in points, a tie for third in points, and a tie for 8th in points between Alex and Danny. And then also a tie for 10th in points between me and Kurt, and a tie for 12th in points between Mark and Kimmy. As we go to the final round of this episode, see you on the course. And here we are, Brands Hatch. Starting grid here. Alex starts P3. Here's your chance to really show your stuff. And then it's also me right behind him for support. Danny and Madison are the back row. Ouch. And then Vert is in the middle on P9. So it's honestly hopeless for Danny or Madison at this point. It's really going to come down to what Vert can do and can Alex get to the lead. Doesn't get away as well as the other two do. Let's go to Bert's perspective, see if he's gained something. I thought that was my car. That's Mark Wild to Bert's left, and now in Bert's rearview mirror. So Vert has made gains. Alex has stayed where he is. And there's nothing really to... Okay, Danny, how'd you gain 3 spots in 1 corner? Opportunist much. I thought Ryan Storm was nutty. I follow Alex down the straightaway. It's not even that long, it's just longer than anything else on the course. So at no point around this track will a car reach 150. You only have like you only have 20 minutes of recording time. But if this goes over that, however, it's not a big deal because this setup makes it easier to split them into parts. Because it's already a different video and I don't have to suddenly decide, alright, well I have to split now. Vert is, oh wait, no, Vert started in 9th. I was like, Danny gained another 4 spots? No, Vert gained 1 on Mark Wild. You are not Vert, you are Magnuson. Trying to keep the camera on our guys unless something crazy happens to someone, in which case then I'll see what happened. I may also sprinkle the bonus episodes throughout. Like, this may not be Act 5 at all. This actually probably won't be Act 5. But at the end of every act will probably be a bonus episode of this. And from each one, at the end of each act, the next one following it will have a new driver from this league. At least it'll be 4 acts. So we'll have 4 new drivers, and I know who the first 2 are going to be. Actually, I think I know what all 4 might be already. Because they're not gonna impress everyone, even though, you know, we have won a race already. Vert won at the first round. And though it doesn't look likely that we'll win this round, third, you know, it's still impressive. No one has done anything. Ow. Nobody has done anything in the last lap at all. Nothing's happened at all. This is, who's the fastest lap? Oh, that's not really a surprise. Yeah, this might be a one-time thing, I don't know yet. Depends on how charming the editing effects are. And, because, like, the recording timer is an hour, and also the editing software only allows you to put up to 60 minutes of footage into the editor at the same time. Now I know AI skills will, like, AI driver skills will, like, differ as the race progresses. You've seen it too. In Nürburgring just now, Alex took about 2 laps and then gained immense speed and passed a few cars. Drivers might lose speed as well. For all we know, AJ might just suddenly, like, run out of skill. Okay, I think we could have made that bare breaking point and gotten around Magnussen there, Bert. That is more of a Danny idea than a Bert one, but as of course no, Bert is smarter than that and likes to choose his opportunities. I still can't get over how our 3 main guys are in red, blue, and green cars, which is like, well, it's the, you know, it's the typical, like, chromatic duo or trio, not duo. It's 3 people, you fool. But it's also like the Powerpuff Girls who are relevant in the product of Universe Zero. With obviously, of course, as we all know by now, Blossom runs the races in hopes of finding the one who took her here and the one who probably took her sisters away from her. When your sisters get kidnapped, it doesn't really tend to make a person too happy, so, you know. Can Danny do anything? No. Yeah, can anyone do anything? Can someone please try and make this race interesting? Alright, 2 laps and literally screw all has happened. Like, seriously. I would definitely go as far to say as this was the most boring race we've seen yet. Yeah, we'll get more AC as well as the event like comes to an end as well, so maybe we'll see this someone do something stupid. And either be stupid enough to work, or stupid enough to give one of our guys a position, and just hope that the person doing it is, you know, obviously not one of our guys, and if it is, that it works. And if it isn't, then of course it, well, isn't one of us. Is the timer ever gonna, like, change over there? See, I'm no longer able to change camera views. The only way I can do so is if I go to myself and change it from there. I'm gonna pop them again because it's time for the kind of Mario Kart tradition of the final lap. Is it over? Oh my god. Madison is no longer relevant in this points fight, that's for sure. I think it might be Magnuson leading points now. Nope. Rawls. We do take 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, and 11th out of the first 3 races. So the next part after Act 5 is officially completed would be Magione, Barcelona, and Monza, which hopefully that and, you know, Mugello can provide something that doesn't put me to sleep. As for now, I just sneezed and that's why the mic was muted for a second. As for now, I'm going to work on creating the true Act 5, which means I can't change the name of... I cannot change the name of the championship because I would reset the championship. As dumb as that is. Now the ruling for picking that I'm going to use for picking drivers that show up in later parts, in later acts, there won't be one for Act 5, it'll be 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then the 10th one will be a finale without any of the new drivers, just Hot Wheels drivers. It has to be a driver that at least 2 of the 3 between Danny, Bert, and Alex have beat. So really, it's anyone from 6th on down. And Madison 7th on down. Thing is, one of the ones that I would really like to get... One of the ones I'd really like to get in the group is, like... like, not currently meeting those requirements, so therefore... us guys have to really step it up so we can get them for the next one. Anyway, so this is going to be it for the bonus episode, part 1 of Going Professional. I would have called it that, but there's a, there is a character limit, and it's 20 characters, which is really short. I think it's 20 characters anyway. Might have been like 24, but that's how many it took. Anyway, either way, it's just a shorter name, it's easier to type. So, yeah, that'll be it for this. And it might be tonight, it might not be, probably won't be. With Act 5, which I don't know the name of yet, but I know the premise. Class rate.